Hey everyone, it's me, Coral. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the third part of my shelf tour. So this will be all of the fantasy books I own and haven't read. And there's a lot of books. But also I'm impressed with how many stayed on my shelf, like how many I've read. So good for me. Also, maybe I should stop buying books. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the book, tell you the name of it, tell you the author, and then I'm setting it down because I do not, it would take me so long if I went through all the synopsises of these. So, show you, put it down. That's what I'm doing, okay? Okay, the first one here is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexander Christo. The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chainani. Bitter Blue and Fire by Kristen Cashore. Not sure if I'll ever read these, but also not sure I will never not read them. So they're kind of in like book purgatory. The Summer Dragon by Todd Lockwood. The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. I am really upset that I haven't picked this up still. I've had this for years and Ursula K. Le Guin is one of the best. So what's my problem? Roar by Cora Carmack. We almost share a name. A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. The Diviners by Libba Bray. Wake of Vultures by Lila Bowen. The Defenders of Shannara by Terry Brooks. I think this one might get unhauled at some point. I just really don't. I'm not sure if I'm interested in it anymore. The Stone in the Skull by Elizabeth Bear. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. Never read it. Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardoust. Written and read by Anne Bishop. Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie? Barrie? I don't know. This is kind of cool though. It's like a little, it has strange little pop-outs and weird activities you can do. I guess I don't want to take all the little papers out, but it's kind of cool. Maybe someday I'll read it with my kid. I have the second and third books in the Abarat series by Clive Barker. I need to read the first one. Well, I need to reread the first one before I get to any of these. Which is, I just inconvenience myself when I do that. Sunland Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Didn't really like Six of Crows, so I don't know if I want to read this. Let me know if I should. I know so many people liked Six of Crows, so like, was this better? I mean, if you like Six of Crows, did you like Crooked Kingdom better? Hopefully. I mean, try to convince me to read it. Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. The Tiger's Daughter by Kate Arsenault Rivera. This one, God, I want to read this book so bad and I just keep not doing it. The Book of Three by Lloyd Alexander. My favorite Disney movie is The Black Cauldron, so I also don't know why I haven't read this. If you haven't seen the Disney version of The Black Cauldron, you should because it's magnificent. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. The Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. Dead House Gates by Stephen Erickson. I have the, what is it called? The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant series. This is the first book. I didn't want to get the whole series out, but this is Lord Fowl's Bane. My dad told me to read these. He actually bought me the trilogy or whatever it is. I think there's only 3 books and I still haven't read them and I feel so guilty when people buy me books and then they just sit on my shelf, but I just have so many dang books and I'm so bad at reading as many books as I accumulate. It's just never gonna happen. I have the first 3 Sookie Stackhouse books. This one is Dead Until Dark. The other 2 are still on my shelf because I don't want to pull them all out. I have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Guilty Pleasures by Lauren K. Hamilton. Everless by Sarah Holland. I have the first 2 books in the Rain Wild Chronicles. This first one is called The Dragon Keeper. I've never read any of Robin Hobb's books either, which, ooh, makes me feel like a bad fantasy lover. I also have the first book in the Farseer trilogy. This one's The Assassin's Apprentice. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. Mirage by Somaya Dowd. Inkart by Cornelia Funke. I don't know. I don't think it's actually Funke. I'm just channeling Arrested Development, Tobias Funke. Never nude. The Black Witch by Laurie Forrest. I have Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. Can't remember how I acquired this, because I know I didn't buy it for myself, but because I got this, I picked up some of the Mortal Instruments series, and I didn't know anything about them, and like now I know that it's kind of maybe a little bit cheesier than other things that I might like. So I know there is some controversy about the author maybe borrowing ideas from other people. So there's your tea for this episode. I have Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. This book is so gorgeous. This is the Owl Crate edition of it. So it's very fancy. I really love the cover of this. Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I have Queen of the Tierling and Invasion of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. I have Catching Stars by Kayla Keenan. I have the first book in the Magicians series by Lev Grossman, or is it Liev, like Liev Schreiber? I don't know. The Queens of Innisleer by Tessa Gratton. The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. Malice by John Gwynne. My husband read almost all of this and then stopped. Okay, what kind of person are you? Strange. The Apocalypse of Elena Mendoza. This was a Page Habit book. I'm kind of like, they kind of burnt their customers, so I'm glad I wasn't a auto subscriber, you know what I mean? But also I'm like sad that they aren't a thing anymore, because there's lots of books that I really would love to read annotated versions of by authors. So that sucks. Oh, this is by Sean David Hutchinson. I have Winter Song by S.J. Jones. I have Redwall by Brian Jacques. I've never... Is that how you say his last name? I don't know. I've never read this. Actually, this was an ex-boyfriend's book, and when we broke up, I was like, I'm taking your fucking book. Okay. I have The Dinosaur Lords by Victor Milan. This one I have not heard great things about. I wanted to try to get my husband to read it for me so like I could know if it was good or not, but he hasn't read it, so I think I might I'm planning on doing try a chapter on a haul, so I think I will include this in that, see if I like the feel of it at least, like, or if we just don't vibe right off. We'll see. I also have Wild Beauty and The Weight of Feathers by Anne-Marie McElmore. Sabriel by Garth Nix. Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I have The Novice by Taryn Matheru. Ugh, this big anthology, Dangerous Women. This was edited by George R. R. Martin and Gardner Dozois. Oh. I have the first Percy Jackson book, The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I had a friend who read this and was like, you gotta read it, and I still haven't. So I have books 2, 3, and 4. This is the second book, Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes. This is in the, what is it called? Fallen Kingdom series. Read the first one, haven't read anything else. I have Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. I have the first 2 Discworld books. This one's The Color of Magic. It's by Terry Pratchett. I have Beast Made of Night by Tochi Onyebuchi. It's a beautiful cover too. Akata Witch by Nydia Corafor. I have Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. His Majesty's Dragon, also by Naomi Novik. I have the rest of the Mistborn series. Oh, it's just books 2 and 3, huh? This is The Will of Ascension. The series is by Brandon Sanderson. I have The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. I refuse to read this second book until the third one has a release date. I have Crooked by Richard Pett. I think this might be more horror than fantasy. Maybe it's like a dark fantasy. I can like not tell what this is about at all. And it's big and chunky and intimidating. I have Everland by Wendy Spinelli. I have The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. This is the first series of Unfortunate Events. I've never read these. I was going to read them when the show came out, and then I didn't. I have The Abyss Surrounds Us by Emily Skrutsky. First Life by Gina Showalter. I have This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. And I have books 2 and 3 that I haven't read in the Darker Shade of Magic book series. This one is A Gathering of Shadows. Is it Darker Shade? I don't know. I read A Darker Shade of Magic and thought it was okay, and so then I just never continued on with the books, but I still bought them in case like I might do that, and so that is just it. I have Homeland by R.A. Salvatore, or is it Salvatore? The Winter Road by Adrian Selby. I have the first book in the Witcher series. This is Blood of Elves by Andrzej Sapkowski. Is he Polish? Originally published in Polish, so he must be from Poland, or he must be Polish. I have Smoke by Dan Valletta. The Thief by Megan Wallen-Turner. Ruined by Amy Sintera. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I have the first 2 books in the Ember and the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir. I have books 2 and 3 that I haven't read in the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I have the Merlin Trilogy by Amy Stewart. This is like 3 books in one. The Crystal Cave, The Hollow Hills, and The Last Enchantment. I have Hunted by Megan Spooner. Oh my god, you guys. You made it to the end almost. Okay. This is the first volume of the Chronicles of Crestomancy by Diane Wynne-Jones. She wrote Howl's Moving Castle. This one is another book that has, I believe it has 2 books in it. Yeah, it has Charmed Life and The Lives of Christopher Chant. Haven't read it. I have Blood and Sand by C.V. Wick. The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks. My husband started this one. He is so lousy. What a weirdo. Why does he... Why does he do that, as I have like 12 books on my currently reading list on Goodreads? I have Dragons of Autumn Twilight by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. This is the first volume of the Dragonlance Chronicles. I have The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. I've heard a lot of really great things about this series. It's called The Seven Realms, and I haven't read any of the books. Okay, last one here. This is an anthology, Because You Love to Hate Me. It's edited by Okay, you guys, you made it through all my fantasy books. I wonder how many here I mean, how many are here? Crazy. Like always, please let me know if there are any of these that you have read and really dug. I would definitely prioritize those. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. My next tour will be of my science fiction books, which is admittedly a smaller portion of my books. So I will be doing that probably next month in September. So yeah, if you look forward to that, that's when it will be. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Pew pew finger guns. I'll see you later.